Hi there, how are you?
I'm really well, how are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Thank you ever so much for your time today.
Oh, thank you.
Came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls double dutch on the cold.
In February 2006, you became one of the 4 female British acts in history to have her first album debut at #1. How did that feel?
It felt incredible. I really wasn't expecting it. I had no idea what the sort of chart position of the record would be. Obviously, it was the first time that I'd ever done it. And, I'd won that BBC Introducing prize, and I've been on Jules Holland a few times. But, yeah, I had no idea that there was that awareness of me. So it was fantastic to just feel like people liked the music and wanted to engage with it and wanted to own it. And, yeah, so it was really amazing and totally unexpected.
Get your dreams, just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.
When did you first get into music and how did it come about?
When I was a child, I used to play the recorder, and then I played the violin, and I was in a lot of different orchestras. I did violin for maybe about 10 years, 10 or 11 years, and that was a really big influence on my life. Getting to play in front of people and in different contexts and being able to write music. And then I guess my younger sister, started playing classical guitar at school, and I just would borrow her guitar when she was at home and work out things that I heard on the radio and work out music that I really loved. And so when I was 15, I started this band called Helen. It was this indie band, and I guess that was really influenced by bands like Brucasol and Belly and Nirvana and Hole, and just everything that was happening in the kind of indie and grunge scene that was making music a lot more accessible for people.
Faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down.
There's definitely an art to songwriting, isn't there? So where do you find your inspirations for your songs?
I think songs are always just in the air, and I think that they sort of come through different people. I think there's definitely been times when I've thought of a song and then I'll hear a song like it on the radio a few months later, and it's like, mine's too late then. I think that sort of the same ideas are circulating around in the world and they come through different people.
Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Let your head down. Faded jeans.
And your first album was one of the first I bought when I was younger. And I remember being in my room at my parents' house and turning on your album and literally blasting the volume up and singing away very, very badly, I might add, to your songs. So I just wondered who your influences were when you were younger. And who were you singing your songs to?
Who was I singing along to? Well, I used to try and sing along to this Mariah Carey song called Vision of Love, which, if you've ever heard it, is really, really complicated. So I think that was probably not the best place to start. But yeah, I used to love Stevie Wonder. My parents loved Stevie Wonder. And Michael Jackson, the Off the Wall record, I loved that. And then I liked Salt and Pepper when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And this singer called Shanice, she had this really good song called I Love Your Song.
I love that song. I remember it well.
It's such a cool song, so I remember that when I was young. But yeah, I think that it's really important to have musical heroes, and I think it's really important to have people that you put on blast and just sing along. It's a really good way to let out your feelings, and I enjoy it a lot.
Seems like everyone else has a love just for them.
Your career started in Leeds and you briefly touched upon your indie band, but can you tell us a bit more about how it all began for you and how you got into the music scene?
Yeah, I got into the music scene because I think in the 90s it was kind of like it was all around. In the late 90s, grunge was so massive, and there was a sort of parallel scene in the UK. There was a lot of female-fronted bands. When I started my band, Helen, everybody I knew was in a band. It was just like the thing you did if you're sort of vaguely musical in that way. So, making your own clothes and, wearing Doc Martens and buying your equipment from second-hand shops and rehearsing in people's garages or in someone's living room. That was just a really, natural thing to happen. So I think I started to do that, and I guess I kind of got noticed by a few people, and we got a band. We got a manager, and I think my manager liked the band, but I feel like he was also always looking at me, and, I was doing the majority of the songwriting. And he played one of my songs, Like a Star, to somebody who was at a publishing company, and they just loved it and were like, who's this? Who's the singer? Who's the writer? And so I managed to get this publishing deal where it meant that I could write songs, and I started to get a little bit of money for writing songs. But at the same time, I was at university, so I was trying to keep all that going.
Yeah.
And then after that, I didn't want to get a proper job. I wanted to do something where I could leave at any moment. I always thought, like, oh, you never know when you're going to get the call. So I was working in this bar, and it was a jazz club called the Underground, and I was waitressing as well, just waiting for like that phone call. And I guess the publishing deal took off, and then people started wanting to record my own songs. So that just grew into a production deal.
Yeah.
And then the production deal grew into a record deal. So by the time I got signed, I already had my whole album. It was already recorded. I think we didn't have strings on, but that was the only thing, So
Yeah.
it was good because I was able to really sign up to the label on my own terms.
Do this right in your own time. I've been telling you with my eyes, my heart's on fire. Why don't you realize?
Can we expect anything different from this album, or is it going to follow sort of suit to your past couple?
It's definitely a new record in the sense that it's not really like my first two albums. At the same time, I think it's really joyous. It has like elements of the first record, and in fact, it's really celebratory. And it has elements of the second record in the sense that it's really can go heavy and explore. But yeah, I feel like it's a new thing. It's a big experiment for me. It's got some new sparkly sounds on it. It's really influenced by nature and the body and dreams and our instincts. So I feel like the subject matter is interesting because it's all about ourselves, our inner voice, and how we have to listen to that and quieten down what's around us. So yeah, but it's really a playful album, and I've loved putting it together. It has some sort of poignant ballads on, and then it has like some songs where you just go more wild. I really love it.
We're also stopping near to us in Colchester next month with the lovely Lionel Richie. So what can fans expect to see?
Well, the Lionel Richie show is really going to be, I guess, a combination of like my greatest hits so far. I guess it's a lot of the music that people know really well.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of like songs people know really well from me and both my albums, and the new record of the songs that I think will work well in an arena. I've never played places that big before.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really fun experiment, how to use the space and how to get people involved.
And we're coming up to festival season shortly. Will you be participating or attending any festivals this year?
Yeah, I'm playing at Glastonbury and at V Festival and Cornbury, and then a few festivals in America. Eddie Vedder's doing a festival with Cat Power and Lana Del Rey. That's going to be really good fun.
Yeah.
And just outside Los Angeles, and then playing at Austin City Limits, which is this great festival in Texas. So yeah, I mean, I love festival season. I love just getting on a tour bus and rolling around and going to various places. I love Glastonbury and being at the Hyde Park summer season with Stevie Wonder and Pharrell, which is going to be amazing. And I just hope the weather stays good for them.
Yeah, definitely. I was just about to ask, do you ever get bored of being on tour? But it sounds like you really enjoy it.
I do. I absolutely love it. Every single day is different. I love waking up in a new place and finding, where can you eat, where's a good place to go and have some dinner, and what's happening, and looking around at the shopping. And then I love, being in the venue, and they're all different sizes and places. And then again, the audience is different every night.
Thank you so much, Corrine, for all of your time. And
Thank you.
I'm actually off to celebrate my 30th birthday now, so I am done.
Congratulations.
And my partner's taking me off to Mexico, so I'm literally getting the magazine to print today, and I'm off until the 1st of June. So you've been the highlight and the last part of my job today. So thank you ever so much.
Brilliant.
And good luck for the tour coming up and the rest of the album. And I'll certainly be playing it lots on my holiday. So
Oh, thanks so much. Well, happy birthday.
thank you.